Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and we're on a machining strategy now for this. So I am highlighted here in setup 5, a couple revisions doing videos. I'm going to go up to this tab here, 2D contour, and I'm going to do 2D contour right there. It's going to give me a pop-up that I got to fill out here, and I'm going to go through this. The first one, I'm going to come over to the geometry, and I'm going to select the geometries of all 5 of these pieces. And you'll see I got 5 closed chains. That's good. If I really need to, I can look down from the top to make sure I got them all, but I got everything. And I'm pretty satisfied with that. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to add tabs. Now the reason I add tabs, and it puts a whole bunch in there by default, and this just holds the stock still. After I cut this out, these would be free to move and they get marred by the bit. So I'm going to get rid of most of these tabs. Oops, I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to change my tab distance to real high. Change it to 20, and then let's see, I'm going to flip this around and look at it like I look on a machine, and then I'm going to manually add tabs to hold it still. So I want one right there, right there, right there. I'm just going around the outside. I'll get rid of those. Excuse me, I'm going to get rid of those. I can't seem to click on them to get rid of it. So I'm going to change this number to 100 to get so that I get rid of them for the most part. In fact, I think I did. Alright, so now I'm back to manual tabs, and I'm just going to hold this everywhere I want to hold it. Let's see, I want to hold this one still, hold this one still, put one there, and put one there. So I'm looking at this piece. It's got 3 on there. This has got 2. This has got 2. That's got 2. And that should do the job. I'm relatively satisfied with the nature of those tabs. And they're not very high. I'm going to go ahead and I'll make them a little higher here, because that's a little small. I'm going to do... I'm going to do 0.2 inches on that, and that way I can take the flush trim router bit. The width's fine. Actually, I'll make them a little bigger. I'll make that 3.5, and that'll hold it still. Let's see. I'm going to come down. Is there anything else on this one? Rest machining, I'm not going to worry about. Scott contours, I'm not going to worry about. So now I'm going to come over here to the tooling. For the tool, I'm going to come over and I'm going to go to milling tools inch. I'm going to go ahead and turn my library on, and I'm going to find a 1/4 inch end mill. So I'm going to come down, 1/4 inch flat end mill. That's my guy right there. I'm going to select that, and that's the diameter of a 1/4 inch, which it is. Preset, I'm going to go in and change this from the preset. I'm going to do a custom. Spindle speed. Spindle speed doesn't matter. We control that on a separate controller. Surface speed, honestly, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because we are controlling those with just turning it up or turning it down. I can show you on that. Alright, now feed rate. This is where I'm getting to it. I would like a cutting feed rate. I'll go about 30 inches a minute. Let's see, feet per tooth does not matter. Again, that's a combination of the spindle speed, which is not controlled by this. Lead out, I'm fine with that, fine with that, fine with that. 10 is fine for plunge. So the big thing here is having this feed rates of 30. And that's moderately slow. You could probably go faster, but we don't want to pressure the machine. Clicking through the multi-axis, we don't have a multi-axis machine, so I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to just ignore it. Geometry, already been done. Heights, alright, so this is kind of a big deal here. I want to make sure that I have everything. So the retract height from that, that's fine. Feed height, that's fine. Stock top height, bottom height. Looking at that, that's selected correctly. Oops, I'm going to put on there. For the bottom height, I'm going to, for the bottom height, select contours and model bottom. I'm going to put that on there. Let's see, that should be okay. I'm going to come over here to passes. Alright, so I'm going to ignore compensations. There won't be anything significant. I'm not cutting anything that heavy. I'm going to ignore multiple finishing passes. Finish feed rate. That's good. I can roll around corners. That will be fine. I'm going to go, let's see, I'm going to check. I don't want roughing passes. I'll ignore multiple depths. I'm going to change this step down right here. That's a big deal. I'm going to do 0.26. That way for a half-inch stock, I'll go 2 passes. For a 3/4 inch stock, I'd go 3 passes. That'll be good. Checking through that. Stock to leave. That's fine. And then I'm going to go to linking. I don't believe I need to do any linking whatsoever. Alright, so at this point, I believe I am done. So I will move this up and hit OK. Tab height failed to evaluate expression. Alright, so I'll go back to my okay, I'm going to go back to the geometry tab. Oh, I had 2 periods in there, so 0.2. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Now at this point, I can preview my actions. I can simulate with the machine. I can play it, and you can see it's going in there and going in there, cutting it out. I'll go around twice for each one. You can see it moved up here and did the tabs, and I'm good. So I will exit the simulation. Alright, so at this point now I'm going to post-process it. So I'm going to come over to my 2D contour and I am going to choose to post-process it. And here I have the post-processor for the Shark HD3. We have an HD4, but it's the same post-processing. I'm going to go ahead and name this. What was this? This is a tape measure holder. So tape measure, and then 1/2 inch is what I'll call it. And I'm going to go ahead and hit post. And might have to do that again. Right click and hit post process. And I'm going to post process this to my downloads folder. Select folder. It'll be a tapped I'm not gonna, if you're working off of a laptop, you might have to do it a little different. Create the NC program. I'm going to call this tape holder half. I'm going to name it there. Oh. Control C, and I'm going to also do it here, Control V, and I'm going to post it. So now I'm going to check in there, and I should have a tap file. So let's come over here to downloads, and yep, there's tape holder half. It's a tap file. I'll now flash drive that to the machine and go air cut it first and then run it. And obviously we'll need, let's see, we'll have to, we'll throw into Google Classroom the post processor and give you a little tutorial on how to do that. But it'll cut this out, and then we'll break the tabs apart. We'll run the flush trim bit over the tabs with the router, and you'll have a clean thing to assemble.